This is a video of my homemade motorized bicycle I made in a few hours. 16-inch bicycle, extended seat, welded handlebars, pedal back brakes, all the goodies. For a throttle hookup, just normal brake lever that came with it. Brake cable coming over here, crimped here because it's too long and I didn't want to cut it. So it's here. It does work. Just to push it to return it, the spring isn't the best, so I just push it back. It doesn't really matter. Down here, through to here, there's a little hook for the weed eater. Throttle cable, the original one, crimped it in between washer and a nut, and to the regular bike cable. Made this little bracket up just out of a piece of plate steel, bolted it onto the motor, and then cut a little notch in there so I could set the cable through and it wouldn't pull the sheathing through. Then I just taped it so it wouldn't come off, taped it here, and have this little bracket here that's screwed on with the air cleaner bolt, and that just holds the spring in place, so it kind of works. You can see it's working. Goes wide open, which is all that matters. Just replaced the bowl and the fuel lines, found the motor for free, found the bike for free, and using a bracket that I've used for a long time. For my tensioner, I just used an old bungee cord. They seem to work really well for me, because if I want to, I can take off the bungee cord and use the bungee cord to hold the motor up. For here, I just welded a bolt across, and then just put it on the other side and used a couple of washers. This is actually just like a big eye screw, but that's all I had for a washer that was thick enough, so I used that, and then another washer. At first I bolted it and used a hose clamp, but it didn't work, so I just decided to weld it. Moving back here, the motor is stock. It's an 18cc Weed Eater Featherlight. Didn't really do much to the motor. Here's my homemade peg. What I did was I took an original bike peg like this, drilled out the hole. This is a larger one for my BMX, but I drilled out one that had a smaller hole in it, and down in there I used the original nut that was on it, which had the special threads, and just stuck it in there and welded all the way around it, and it was centered, so that was good. And the peg was too big, as in the diameter. It was too large, in my opinion, for what I wanted, so I cut it. I welded a washer on, and then I used an actual seat post like this. You can actually see how it's tapered on the inside, and welded it out, and it's centered as well. Just good welding, and then I welded it all the way around here, and then welded a whole bunch of grip on here. But as it's mounted, it doesn't actually rub on the wheel. This part does. That doesn't really matter, it still works. For my mounting setup, I tell you about this. Then I'm going to spin around the bike and see if I can get better light. For my mounting setup, in behind here you can see there's, I don't know whether I can get light on it, but there's one screw in there. That's the original bolt that held the shroud on. This is a modified shroud from another motorized bike. I've made several motorized bikes out of this in the past. This is just the newest one. Just two pieces of metal. This is just pretty much plate steel, just scrap I had, and this is another big plate. It's welded together. This plate's welded to this plate. And then there's a bar that has a hole drilled in it that's the same diameter as this to go through. Then I just welded a bushing on here for a spacer, and it gives it added strength so it doesn't twist. This mount doesn't look that great, and it's only held on in 2 points, but it does the job, and it does the job very well. Just for the tensioner, you can't see it, but it's just hooked around another mount. This tire is getting balded, but it still works. No kill switch, this isn't hooked up. Other than that, it's pretty just a simple motorized bicycle. Not the best design. I've done a lot better in the past, and still doing better now building other motorized bicycles. In one of my other videos I have one, but this is the simplest design, and if you know, somebody that doesn't have much of a workshop can do that. Sorry, that was just my phone going off. But that's what it is. Very simple design. If you want to do that design, this is very simple idea to do. I've seen other mounts. This one I built about 3 years ago, and it still works to this day. Yeah, other than that, I'll make a riding video of me just riding it around. Doesn't go that fast, 15 miles per hour. Have any questions, leave them in the comments, and I'll be sure to answer them. And yeah, I'll have a riding video hopefully soon. I have a riding video of me riding it, but none of my drive-bys or anything like that. So yeah, just any requests for any videos about this or any of my other stuff, just leave them in the comments. Thanks for watching.